Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm going to do a series of wildlife bird photography videos. I'm building a hide. I've already got a shed that I'm going to convert into a hide, and then I'm going to build a reflection pool because we get quite a varied of birds here where I am, so it'd be interesting to see if I can encourage them in, and then hopefully get some really nice pictures of the different types of birds. And we also get visited by buzzards quite often here, so I'm going to build a little place to put some roadkill on and see if I can encourage buzzards to come as well, really close to the hide, so I can get some really good photographs. So I'll turn you around a minute and show you my shed. I used to have a shooting range, air rifle shooting range here before COVID, but COVID stopped all that. So this was the actual shed we used to shoot from. And so I'm going to adapt it to be able to sit, a couple of people can sit in there and do some photography. Got a nice wood burner in there, so you're not going to get cold in the middle of the winter, and it's dry and whatever, so it should be quite good. Anyway, this is the shed. So that's what we've got, and then I've just it was all overgrown. I haven't used this area for since COVID really, so it's just all got overgrown. So I've just cleared some of this. I'm clearing it away and trimmed it out and cut it all down so we can get to the shed. So what I'm going to do is build this reflection pool about here somewhere, put that in here at the right height, so when we're sitting in the shed we can shoot and photograph the birds from there. And then as you can see, it's pretty wooded around here, so we do get a lot of different types of birds. I've seen woodpeckers and jays and all sorts of garden birds. Like I say, you get the buzzards coming in, little owls and tawny owls and barn owls I've seen here. So I might put an owl box up on the end of the barn there, see if we can encourage some owls to come and nest here, which would be great. So yeah, so that's the idea. So I'm now just going to create a couple of openings in those openings. You can see are big openings. They're too big for what I want to do. They were for when we were shooting with the air rifles. So I'm going to cut out a couple of openings that you can put your lens through and see through, and put some camouflage over it, so you can sit in there quietly and stick your lens out and hopefully not disturb the birds. Okay, so I shall do a few more videos of me building this and whatever, and then put this all together, and then we'll see what we get. Okay, right, I'm here today going to start building the reflection pool for my project on being able to photograph the wild birds from my hide that I've got here on the bit of land that I own up in North Cornwall. So what I've got is a couple of pallets that I'll make the bed out of, and then put a sheet of ply over the top of that, and then a sheet of plastic over, put some batten around the edges to make it into a shallow pool, and then we're ready to dress it with some ferns and not ferns, sorry, with moss and logs and bits and pieces. And then once I've done that, I'll get some feeding stations up and start to encourage the birds over here. and see what we can attract. So what we've got is I've got these 2 pallets here. I've put a peg in the ground. So this metal peg, this one here, this metal peg, I've put some tape on it, and I've worked out from my camera that's 5 meters away, so that's far enough with my be able to use a 70 to 200 or even my 150 to 600 on this lens wise. So I've worked out that this piece of tape at the top here, that's level. So I'm going to bring it down so we're shooting down onto the water surface a little bit. So I've just got to cut some logs. So I've got a nice tree trunk log there that I'm going to cut into legs, and then I can screw the pallets all on top of that and create like a table for this to then be lined with ply. So this is the shed. This was I've got my camera poking out to give me my levels and my heights and everything, and so effectively what you'll see from in the shed is something like that, and then hopefully we'll get the birds attracted and hopefully get some nice shots. Right, I'm going to cut my legs up then with the chainsaw and start putting this together. Okay, right, so you've just watched the time lapse of me making the actual table to get my reflection pool. I've got that all ready now. I've got the black plastic here. I'm just going to give it a good sweep off, make sure there's nothing under the plastic, and then once we've done that, we'll get the plastic on and staple that around and trim it in, and then we'll get some water in it just so it can settle. That'll probably be it for tonight because it's now winter time and we're getting shorter days. The sun's nearly gone down, so it's going to fade pretty quickly. But I should be able to get that done, and then hopefully tomorrow I'll go and look for some logs and moss and whatever and build the scene on the end. Get some bird feeders up to start encouraging birds here, and then I've just got to work on the shed. Make the opening for the camera lens to come through and put the camouflage up and that, and then yeah, we'll sort of tinker around a bit, and we'll see what birds come, and then I can start doing some videos on the different birds that I'm getting here. Alrighty, alright, so I'm going to put this plastic on. I'll come back to it once I've got it down and let you see how the plastic's all sitting with some water in it. There we go. Okay, there we go. So that's my reflection pool. You can see that it's got a lovely reflection on it. It's filled up with water. So tomorrow I need to build up the scene at the end and get some moss and stones and stuff and create the scene, get some logs and dress it all up to make it look more natural. Okay, right, that's it then for tonight because the sun's gone down. It's 4:15, 4:20, so I'll pack up now and then we'll carry on tomorrow. Alrighty. Okay, right, this is day number 3. I've come back over to carry on building the reflection pool. I've got myself a lot of moss and stones and logs and whatever with moss and grass and stuff on. So I've now set that up on the reflection tank. I'll show you in a minute. I'll spin it around the camera and show you. So we're all ready now to put some bait on there, some seed and whatever, and hopefully attract a few birds in. So next job is to get a bird feeder up to start bringing the birds in, and also cut the opening in the shed to be able to put the camera through. So I'll just show you now what my tank's looking like. Okay, so that's me down low on the edge of the water, and you're now looking down the whole length of it into the scene that I've created. I will get a bit closer in a minute and do a above shot. It's just dripping a little bit of water around the edges at the moment because it's just settling. Now I've put stuff in it and whatever. But I think we've got a nice scene there. Can't see any plastic, so that's good. So I'll just come around and show you what the scene is like. So there we go. We have all sorts of different stuff there to create it, make it look as natural as we can. Hopefully we can get the birds to come and land here and eat some seeds, and then I should be able to photograph them as if they're there, and then hopefully they might even go in the water and have a bath now and then. I've placed stuff so they can get in there, and hopefully we can capture them on video doing that kind of thing. I will be setting a camera up to video here whenever I'm here, so we can make a few vlogs on it. But yeah, so that is now the reflection tank and all done. So just let it settle now, and that'll be it. Okay, right, I'm going to make a bird feeder now. Now I've got this roof that I made, well, my dad made this a long time ago, and I've repaired it. It's very old, and I repaired it a while back. And so what I'm going to do is use the roof to protect the seed from getting too wet. He made it with a tray and everything, but I don't want a tray. I'm just going to hang off the bird feeders, and that way then it will keep some of the rain off the feeders, and hopefully not get everything wet through. So what I've got to do is find a piece of wood that I can use as the stand that slots inside the top of this. So Dad made this to 2.5 inches square. So I'll find a piece of wood. I'll have to cut a piece of wood down probably on the saw, create a 2.5, and then get that at least 6 foot up in the air, and then make some legs for it somehow. So I'm not going to just dig it in the ground. I think we'll have some sort of legs on it, and I can pin it down with rebar, I think is the way, and then I can always move it easily if I need to. Right, okay, so I'm just going to find some wood and cut up a piece of 2.5 inch by 2.5 inch. Right, that's my bird feeder up. I've just temporarily put it there. I can move it if I need to because it's not in the ground or anything, it's just pinned down. So I've got the seed up, and then I've put some seed over here on the actual reflection tank on there. Look, so we've got some seed on there.